Hey guys, how's it going? Brandon here from A Plus Tree Service. Someone mentioned that they would like me to go over things that, not that I hate, but things that I would change on this machine. And so one of the first things I would change on this machine is honestly how close these hydraulics are to each other. It just it makes it harder to get them on. They should have just spaced them out a little bit, because you pretty much have to put them on bottom first, this one, and then this one's always the hardest one to get on because your hand can't fit in there, if you can see that. It's not bad if sometimes they go on smoothly, sometimes they're a little bit harder to get on depending on if there's a little bit of pressure on it. But I did just notice, and I wanted to talk about that right now, was I could not get this top line on the forestry mulcher. It had so much pressure on it. And so I came up here, I think I read it in a forum, where you start the machine, bring the auxiliary to there, turn it off, and then go connect the connection. And that honestly worked amazing. There was zero pressure on it when I shut the machine off with it in this position. And then obviously when you start it back up, just put it back there. So the second thing that I would change, if if I had the choice to change it, would be where the diesel tank is and the diesel fill up is. I find this is kind of a weird area. If you ran out of, well, you should never run out of diesel, but you can, if the gas tank or if the diesel tank is right here, you can fill it up at any time. Right here, you pretty much have to get your arm down or all the way up and you'll have room to fill it. Also, same issue as this filter they put in. If I can get it out. So this filter that they put in, diesel will not go through it. So if you go to pour your diesel in, you're just gonna be spilling it all over your machine. So unless Dean changes this to, a coarser filter, when you get your machine, take this filter out right away, use a different filter when you're filling it, or no filter at all. There's diesel filters on the machine. But yeah, you're gonna make a mess if you try to fill. I just keep putting it back and take it out when I fill it up, but definitely don't try to, dump your jerry can into that with that filter in there. So the third thing that I would change would be where the hydraulic fluid is. It's in the front too. So the diesel and the hydraulic fluid are in the front of the machine, which isn't, terrible. But for, the tree industry, we deal with a lot of logs. And if you have a log slip off, or, if you're pushing on the machine and you hit something and it runs into the front of the machine, that's going right into your hydraulic tank and your diesel. You just got to be aware of where that stuff is, because if you hit into that, you're going to damage it. And, same thing, where they put the hydraulic gauge, if you can see that right here, that's in a really bad spot, because you really have to watch out that you're not going to break that. So the fourth thing that I would change on this machine is down on the motor for the dipstick. I can't even show you where it is because it's so far down there, but there should have been an easier way to get to your dipstick so that you could check your oil, daily, because as it is right now, it's a complete pain in the butt. I had to take that whole side panel off and it's still awkward to get to. So that would be the next thing. So the next thing I would change, and just saying I would change it, I would have this light up here. I noticed that there is another Chinese machine that looks similar to this. It might even look nicer. I think it's called the STL 1000. I'm not sure about that, but I saw a video on it, and they have the diesel tank here. They have the light up here. a lot of the things on that machine are basically the improvements that I would do to this one. So yeah, that's the next thing. I would put this light up here, because where it is right here, it's almost blocked all the time, unless you're, you know, have the bucket on the ground all the time. But when you're lifting and doing stuff at nighttime, you can't see anything. So my next thing that I would change would be these gauges, just because in the daytime they're super hard to even see. I basically have to cover it with my hand to see it. At nighttime you can see them beautifully, but during the daytime you can't see what any of those gauges are telling you. I can't see how much fuel I have at all unless I have to keep covering. If I know it's low, I'll cover it with my hand, and then I can see what it is. So another thing that I would have changed would be the throttle. I mean, where it is and stuff like that, it's, you know, kind of just like awkward to get to when your hands are here. I think that, you know, having a straight back, straightforward throttle still would have been better, but I really don't mind this at all. And as much as you're touching the throttle, it's not a big deal at all. So yeah, guys, the only other thing I would change is these yellow pucks here on your foot stand. I would probably go with springs on those, and those are easily to change anyways. It doesn't bother me at all. The springs are a little bit nicer, a little more cushiony, but other than that, like, they don't bug me at all. Dean is sending me their updated rubber ones, which they will feel nicer, but it's not a big deal at all. So yeah, guys, those are the things that I would change on this machine as of right now. One thing that I didn't mention is the tracks. They're not bad, like they work fine, but you know, obviously a quality, like a real quality track on the machine would be better. But at the price I paid, you know, having a little bit cheaper track doesn't bother me one bit. I got my Kubota motor. I have great hydraulics. So far, I'm very happy with this machine. And yeah, that's it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Thanks.